N4 TRD here, NC Old Man Overland. Today I'm going to review my Wolf River coils. Actually, this is not a review, but I'm going to introduce you to my new setup moving forward. But first, Wicked Weed, Milk and Cookies, and Imperial Stout. Let's try this one. Alright, so I bought this Wolf River Platinum about a year ago. It's held up pretty well. One of the problems I had was the base coming unglued. I talked to Gary at Hamcation. He gave me a new one. Then I promptly broke that one. So I talked to Gary again, and he said drill some holes and use a couple set screws. So I have 2 set screws on both sides, and then I put some glue around it, and I don't have any problems. I have two collars, and then what I've done is I've marked with a Sharpie 80 meters, 60 meters, 40 meters. I can get 20 meters if I slide the collar all the way up and then adjust a 17-foot whip down. So that is my Platinum. No problem with it. It's been decent. Here is my Sporty 40 with my homemade jumpers. Works well on 40 meters, works great on 20 meters by adjusting the 17-foot whip up and down. Have no problems with this either. So people always ask me when I'm running a vertical what radials I'm running. I typically run 4 radials depending on what bands I want to be on. So I have 8 radials. These 4 radials are about 16 to 17 foot, and these 4 radials are 32, 33 foot, somewhere in there. They're all even. I just don't know how long they are. So if I'm gonna focus on 20 meters and below, I run the 16-foot radials. I could get 1-to-1 on 20 meters, and I could also get 1-to-1 all the way down to 10 meters using 4 16-foot radials. If I want to tune 40 meters using the 16-foot radials, I get about 1.7 to 1.8-ish SWR. Totally usable with the Sporty 40. And I can make fine adjustments sliding the 17-foot whip up and down. It's just not optimal. So those are my radials. I typically run a Home Depot $3 fence spike with a CB mirror mount and then an adapter. I did put these pigtails on because that's going to be what I'm going to talk about today. So that is what I normally run every day. Every day, run that, or run that. So let's talk about the Wolf River Whip versus the Chameleon. Chameleon, you get what you pay for. I like to say everything's over-engineered. It is a little bit taller than the Wolf River, but is definitely built a little bit more stout. I don't have a problem with the Wolf River Whip, but I went with the Chameleon 17-foot because they had a deal on them, so I bought it. So let's see. Why am I here today? I'm here to tell you I got a 35-foot whip. But unfortunately, with a 35-foot whip into my Platinum with the collar all the way down, it will not tune 160 meters. It will not tune 160 meters, which kind of bummed me out. So what I've done is I've ordered. What did I order? Mad Dog Coils. I just got them this week. I ordered 2.5 weeks ago and they showed up this week. So you are going to get the unboxing. There she be, the Mad Dog Coil. Comes with a jumper, a sticker. All right, there is the big dog, I think they're called. And then maybe I can, so I didn't really need this, but I bought it anyway. And on this one, I got another jumper too. Looks like I got another sticker. All right, so one of the things Mad Dog Coil does, which I'm not used to, is he is using quick connects. So I had to buy quick connects. I also upgraded all my radials to the bullet tips, I think they're called, because he does have, on both his coils, he does have an output for radials. Okay, but I have a new tripod that I'm going to show you in a minute. So let's have it. He claims you can get on 160 meters with this coil, and we're going to try it today. So I'm going to turn off the radio, set it up, and I'll be right back. Okay, here we are at Linville Gorge 10262, Uncle Sam 10262. And I've set up my tripod, I've set up the 35-foot chameleon, but first let me take you on a little tour of our campsite. There's my POTA partner making a fire.
Trying.
And for those that don't know, this is Linville Gorge. Linville Gorge is the deepest gorge on the East Coast. That, my friends, over there is Table Rock, and this is Linville Gorge. My little slice of paradise up here. Okay. There's the beast. All right, so let's come over here and check out my new tripod. So everybody that's running a Mad Dog Coil seems to be running these Surveyor tripods, and there was no way I was going to spend $140 on a DeWalt. So I picked up this tripod on Amazon, open box special for $45. It's dented, but I'll probably dent it again. Anyway, so I also installed the bullets, which I've never run before, for quick connect, and one of the tops already came off. Wonder where that is. Anyway, so yeah, here's my little system. Now we're gonna move the coil all the way down I believe that is all the way down. I think it's hard to do with one hand. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come over to my rig expert and switch to the other camera and read the SWR. All right, so on the first try with 4 33-foot radials was not good. So it's looking the best about 6 to 1. So I'm not sure what the problem is, but I'm gonna try one thing, and I don't know if I'm supposed to have a jumper from the puck to the ground, meaning I don't know if I'm supposed to definitely use this for his grounds or use that. So I'm gonna try to use the jumper on the, I'm going to try to use the jumper on the smaller coil and jump it down. So I'm going to take it out of here, which I can't do with. All right, so I took it out of here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna try jumping it. Put that there. And I can, if this works, I can make better jumpers at home. It doesn't look like that wants to stay in there. So now let's go back and read the SWR. All right. Yeah, that's not good. All right. So that's not good at all. Well, I did get, let's see what we have here. Let's just delete that, delete that. I'm gonna go back to a full scan. Let's do it here. Ooh, that's nice. That's what we want to see under a 2.0. But it's not right. So let's see. Let's try to move that over by sliding the collar up and down. See if I can move this. It's 1.83 at 2.3 megahertz. So let's try to move the collar down and see if I can drop this and get it in there. So let's go over here. Again, this is going to be hard to do with one hand, but apparently I'm going to have to build a jumper for those grounds right there, I guess. I'll email him and see what he has to say. So I'm going to loosen this a little bit, and let's just slide that down about there. I don't really want to put it too tight on here. All right, let's see what that does. I can always build a jumper when I get home. All right, let's see, single. Ooh, I like that, it's even better. Getting there, getting there. Let's drop it down a little bit more. I like it, I like it. I like it. Again, I'm just playing around. Let's see. How's that? Tighten it up a little bit. All right. All right. Let's see what we got here. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right, we're getting there. Still, probably got to move it a little bit more down. A little bit more down. I like it. It's also coming down. Not good enough to use, but it is looking good there. One more time. Let's move it down a little bit more. tighten it up. Let's see what we got here. Oh, all right. All right. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead after it's done scanning. I want to make it pretty. Delete, 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 delete. And I'm going to zoom into the band portion. Let's see exactly where we're at. You should see a dip right at 1.9. Look at that. So this is 1.08 to 1 at 1.914. That is absolutely beautiful. I'm loving it. So listen, I guess I'm going to send him an email. I know that he said that his preferred method is 10 radials, and he uses metric. You know, I don't have enough fingers to do the conversion, but I think it was 10. I want to say 10 foot or 15 foot. I don't know. But you know, I specifically bought his coil for 180, and it looks like we're there. I'm gonna email him and ask him about the jumpers. That's interesting that I have to jump it. I guess I could have not spent the $50 for the puck. I did find the puck on the blemish sale. Thank you, Kevin, Alpha India 5, Sierra Mike. He told me to look on the blemish part of the website, and I think I saved like $25. So I am pretty happy with the 160 meters, and unfortunately it's like 3 o'clock. So I'm probably not going to activate on 160 meters today. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try the 40 meters and see where we're at on 40 using the same radials. Now again, I'm gonna have to jump it the same way, and which is no big deal because he sent me 2 jumpers, and I can make jumpers when I get home. It's no big deal. I should have probably bought a spare because it looks like they're a little bit different sizes. Anyway, let me switch over to the 40 meter coil, and I'm also gonna go. I'm probably gonna go with a 17-foot whip because this 35-foot whip is nice, but it's windy out here, and well, I might use a 35-foot whip. I don't know. Who knows? I'm just rambling. All right, we'll see you in a little while. All right, so what I've decided to do is before I put on the smaller Mad Dog coil, I'm gonna try to tune 40 meters on a 35 on the Chameleon 35-foot whip. One of the things I just found out is, I'm going to take you over here, and his jumpers are not long enough to go to the top part. Yeah, so I'm not sure what's going on with that, but as you can see, I can't go up any higher because of the jumper. So, and one of the things I noticed, his jumpers, the banana clips, his jumpers are a little bit smaller, so it's a little bit sloppy in here. So I'm not quite sure what to make of that. Anyway, so I put it up as high as it can go. So, you know, after getting joy on 160 meters, let's see if the Mad Dog, Big Dog, or whatever it's called, can, so what I'm gonna do here is delete 190. I'm gonna scan the full spectrum. Let's just see where it falls. All right, here we go. And well, that's pretty sweet right there. I bet you I can, I don't know. I'm gonna have to, I'll have to move that coil, and the jumper is not long enough, which is a bummer. So to get resonance moved over in the 40 meter part, I'm gonna have to slide the collar up a little bit more, and maybe, not sure if I'm missing something. But yeah, I'm not quite sure what to do with that. So also, one thing is interesting. if I wanted to bypass the coil, it's not even going to reach the bypass the coil. I wonder, maybe he makes two different sizes. Oh, all right. He sent two different sizes. I didn't read directions. All right, let's pop this out. Put this back. So I'm gonna jump to my grounding. All right, let's do it the way you're supposed to do it. Yep. All right. Yep. All right, I like that. So let's what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up the scan a little bit, and I'll go to see where we're at. Look at that right there. That's 1.35 at 1.142. Right, it's 1.51. I probably can tighten that up a little bit, but the 40 meter with a 35-foot whip with the big dog coil will tune 40 meters. I like it. That's nice. I highly doubt I'm gonna have to. I highly doubt that I'll tune 20 meters. That's why, you know, this coil's got pretty unique everything. So for 20 meters, what I'll probably have to do is I'll probably have to do that. Which, so with his coils, you have this top bypass lug. So now I've effectively bypassed the whole coil, which I think is phenomenal that he thought about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let's scan and see where the Mad Dog Big Dog coil is resonant. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to go back to my full band scan, and this is a scan with the whole coil bypassed. So it looks like it's around, whew, I don't know, it's nowhere. So now what I'd have to do, so with the coil bypass, what I'd have to do is adjust the length up and down of the 35-foot chameleon antenna. Anyway, so I am going to swap over. All right, I'm back. So I put the other Mad Dog coil on, the smaller one. I don't know if he calls it the pup or what. I have it with a 17-foot whip. Very, very surprising. With the whip fully extended, right, I was able to get 80 meters under a 1.5 on my first setup. I moved the collar up, and I was able to get 60 meters under 1.5, and that's without even tweaking it or fine tuning it. I feel pretty confident with a 17-foot whip I can get down to a 1-to-1. What I did do is I did focus on 40 meters, and let's see. So again, I am still jumping the ground, and I'm using the Big Dog jumper, and that's 40 meters right there, and I'm getting about a 1-to-5. I probably can fine tune it with the collar a little bit. Yeah, pretty sweet. So 80 meters was about here, and 60 meters was right in the middle. I didn't try 30 meters. I know 30 meters is kind of my nemesis. I'd like to say I do CW on it, but I don't. All right, let's go over. And again, I could fine tune it if I wanted to. Let's run a single scan. And we are 7.2, about 7.20 to 7.3230 is a 1.36. So there you have it. Pretty sweet, isn't it? All right, I'm pretty happy with these coils so far. All right, mission successful. I was able to tune the Mad Dog coil on 160 meters. Like I said, I have nothing against Wolf River Coil. I love Gary, I love KC. They support all the ham fests. I see them all the time there. This will still be my go-to, because someday I'll probably get an amp out and Parks on the Air. Maybe. This is rated for 600 watts. But if you look at a close-up, the difference in the coil, it's about the same size. Wolf River actually has more spins to the wire, but this is wider. So I'm not sure why I can't tune 160 on here, but I can't. Also, Gary and KC said that this isn't really meant to support the weight of a 35-foot chameleon, whereas Mad Dog Coils advertises that it supports the weight. So anyway, I am going to break it down, and next weekend I will be probably out here somewhere in Pisgah National Forest activating. I'm probably going to stay overnight, so I will activate 160 and let you know how this actually transmits. And anyway, hope this helps. You all have fun.